When we talk about structures, we're talking again about how you navigate around, through, in, and out of them. And so, obviously there's some advantage to understanding and using emergency exits. The one thing about emergency exits that, we're programmed not to use them except in an emergency, right? And we think, generally speaking, that means a fire or something of that sort. But if you were being pursued by somebody, obviously you want that alarm to sound. Obviously you want to draw as much attention as possible. So in an apartment building where there might be an emergency exit stairwell kind of thing, busting through that door and setting off the alarm, might alert a bunch of people to come out of their apartments. Or at a store, you might get a whole lot of people exiting the store in order to, draw attention. So there are lots of ways to use that. Another thing that I recommend is learning where exits and entrances are so that you can, position yourself to see people coming in, but also then to be able to readily leave if need be. On an airplane, most people die, at least the studies that I read years ago, so it may have changed, but when they crash, generally people are still alive. Where they end up dying is because they panic and they don't actually leave the planes. Using that knowledge, it's a good thing to build a plan, particularly for structures. Now, again, you can also use a structure to create essentially a barrier between yourself and somebody. A combination kind of idea is when you're like in a location where there's lots of shops and people around, entering a shop or some kind of a store where you can enlist help is a fantastic way of at least creating leverage through a structure. And so, these are all things, again, that give you kind of an idea on how they work together.